What's happening? We back, baby.
What's happening? What's happening?
Say, man, I see you got trying to rekindle your New York Knicks fandom since they have a little success for the first time in 48 years.
Man, it's one of them things where, my dog in the fight ain't in the fight, so I gotta pick the biggest dog right now. And
So you a hood hopper like that?
no, you can straighten that crown for the H-Town, but H-Town ain't in it. So
That's my squad. That's my team. I'm not gonna be repping nobody else.
it's not about repping nobody else. It's about
It's
having a
about what?
favorite. I'm a fan. I'm a
You a
fan.
fan of your? All right. So we gotta go ahead and have this debate then.
Yeah, I'm a fan of basketball.
No. We're gonna have this debate. We're gonna go ahead and start it out with this debate. I'm glad y'all here, locked in. Glad y'all showed up to hear Jay Bright defend his hood hoppiness. All right. So be right or be wrong.
Yes, sir.
Can you be a fan of more than one team in a specific sport?
Absolutely, under one condition only. Hold on. Under one condition only. You ready for this? You grow up H-Town fan, and your son or your nephew, bro, you gotta rightfully cheer for that team too, bro. Like on the real. I'm talking about, but it gotta be like a real definite family, kind of atmosphere, because it happens. But ultimately, to answer your question, no, you're one fan of one team, and me, I'm rooting for a certain team to go because it's left, but I'm not. I'm not. They used to call me Bandwagon Bright back in the day.
But they used to call you. No, we still call you Bandwagon Bright. Talk about they used to. Oh, that's
Okay,
new.
okay. So
You don't got
what do you
nothing else to
want?
say to defend yourself. Just okay.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Just
just sit there and said that it's only one circumstance where that could happen, and I ain't know none of your relatives play for the Knicks.
well, it's not that. I'm not in that category. I'm just saying. But for the person that is, they can have that happen. I mean, again, I
Why,
was
why
almost
you hood hopping?
listen. I was almost gonna put the Timberwolves and Ant and Julius Randle behind me
That's
because
not
I
strengthening
love.
your argument any. I was going to hop on another team.
Hey, hey,
I was going to
I'm
blaze Ant-Man. Now I'm blaze.
as you can tell, I'm easy. I'm on everybody. I'm one of them groupies. You know what I'm saying?
Whoever hot right now.
I've been in multiple bus drives.
Whoever
Yeah.
hot right now, you own them.
Hey man, I mean it's one of them things where literally I'm a small guard. I love the dog and the
You a
guard
what?
helmet.
You a what?
A small guard.
Who is a small guard?
Like when I play ball, I'm a small guard. Like, I'm a small point guard.
No, you said I am. You said I'm a small guard.
I still got a few dribbles in me. Hey,
Dog. We can you say so you hooping.
I mean you get me up there with 35 and uppers, and I ain't out there with no young bucks.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
35 and uppers. But nah, man, I just love the grittiness of Jalen, what he's doing, how he's leading. And I mean, if I'm going for anybody, like it's anybody's chip, bro. With four teams remaining,
It is.
it really
Can't
is.
argue any four of those. Um, yes, absolutely. So while we talking about Jalen, how would you feel if you were a fan? Because I know you can relate to being fans of multiple teams. So you easily now put yourself you a Dallas Mavericks fan.
Yeah.
How do you feel about letting Brunson slip away? Because that's what they did. They let him slip
Well,
away.
are you referring to the interview that he just had lately about how he thought he was coming back and how Mark Cuban was like, yeah, 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 and
And they kind of he was ready to go. He was ready to sign, and they was like, holding them up. They could have locked them in. And it was like today's price is not yesterday's price after that point.
You see, B? Hey, I'm telling you. Hey,
I mean,
they fumble.
they fumbled. I guess they wouldn't have had Cooper Flag if they would have had him still, though, right?
Well, who knows? Who knows?
Oh,
Who
I tell
knows?
you, if he was playing for them, they would not be in this situation.
Listen, we don't want to talk about the rigonometry, okay? The rigodom, we're done with that. Like
Okay,
we
you're
know
right. You're right. You're right. You're right. We're not
that
going to
that
get into it.
that is diabolical though, bro. But that's another no. That's another no.
Yeah, but yeah, that boy he's cold blooded, man. I can see him only getting better, man.
And the thing is, as much as we give Carl Anthony Towns a lot of off court or within the gesturing of his play, as
Mm-hmm.
far as his and then even him shooting threes and not wanting to be an inside, I think that's allowed this team for what Thibodeau's doing to be like a good formula because he mixes it up when he needs to. And Robinson is backing him up, so he has a legit center that he can go out there and be physical with. I just like what they're doing, and Bridges hasn't even gotten like going and scoring yet. A lot of games, it's just, I mean, he's playing good defense. OG, like it's just a great combo. They're tough, man. It,
Yeah,
it, they're tough,
yeah, and
man.
I will say, I've been known to give them a hard time about their lack of defense, but I would say during the playoffs they've picked it up at the right times. They hadn't been a consistently good defensive team, but when they
Right.
needed to get a stop, they've been getting a stop. So I have to
Absolutely.
give them credit for that.
Yeah.
But they got a formidable opponent on the other side. The Pacers, man, Halliburton, them, Naptown, they looking pretty good, pretty good. I feel like it's gonna be a 7 game series.
Yeah.
I feel like ultimately New York will prevail in that series, but I think it's gonna be a tough fight, man. New York looks like they're ready to go.
Yeah. Have you seen the stands in New York when they play? Like, I mean, you got everybody from Walt Frazier to Larry Johnson to.
When your city been waited that long for you to do something, of course everybody gonna come out.
Speaking of waiting that long to do something, Satch, these 4 teams have combined to not win a championship since 1978. 76, 78,
I mean,
between
yeah,
one team, 2 teams. I mean, it's
OKC ain't
just,
never done it.
yeah. So we're going to have a new champion that hasn't been
But
crowned for a long while. So that's going to be interesting and nice. But you know what? Speaking of champions and being GOATs and, call this and that, let me not let somebody off the hook that we are considering a GOAT here.
the
And I'm
janitor,
not saying it because he didn't play well.
the janitor, the
Gru,
the maintenance man, huh?
Gru from Despicable Me. Despicable Joker he is who we thought he was, but when he loses, no one talks about it or tries to throw him in a category like Durant or like LeBron or even when Steph loses, he just goes out quietly. Nobody bothers him. Nobody says anything. When you are not talked about for not winning it, you can't be considered a GOAT. Like when nobody bothers you when you don't win it, you can't be considered a GOAT. Like, I don't care how many MVPs you win. I don't care how many 40, 20 games you put in. That's what I'm saying when I tell you about Joker. It's not like I don't dislike him or his game, but nobody's going to be bothered with whether he wins or loses. Either or, like you said, he just wants to go back and brush a few hairs on his horses and live a simple life. He don't give a rat's.
See, I gave you all I had, man. I mean, what's up?
He did, but Denver Nuggets GM, hire me. My email and everything's available. Let me help you get a roster around Joker and Murray. Like you're decent, but you just need to get a little bit more depth in the front court, and then get a guard that's going to relieve Murray. Like you can find a guard out there that can help Murray.
I mean, whoever the new GM is, I mean, they're coming in. It's a good situation. They walking in.
Yeah, holler at me though. Shoot, out there, Mr. Clipping Off and all the management. They know who I am. Yeah.
You know me, but I don't know you.
No. They know me. I know them.
Okay.
Uncle Bernard, you got my back. You know it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Let's move over to the West. OKC, Minnesota.
Wow. I'm
So
I'm
why
proud
was you
of.
about to hop on Minnesota? You said you almost did. Why was that?
I mean, come on, man. KY till I die. Julius Bull in the China Store Randall is no longer Bull in the China Store Randall. I mean, come on, dog. Julius Randall was tradable enough to where the Knicks didn't want him. Could you imagine him on the Knicks healthy with that team? I think he would have been phenomenal and they would have been good. But I like Karl-Anthony Towns with them. But at the same time, DiVincenzo and Randall was a good mix. They were not healthy. He wasn't healthy last year.
Mhm.
But him being efficient, he's been the most efficient power forward in this whole playoffs as far as just rebound and being physical, making the right play, dishing it. Julius Randle wasn't selfish, but he's an alpha dog. So when he had the ball on some of these Knicks teams and the Pelicans teams, he should have been passing a lot of times. Well, now he's passing the ball when he's supposed to. I think he had a triple double the last game or two before the series ended. Julius Randle's coming into his own. I don't think he's getting enough credit right now for that success that's happening. Of course, Ant is that franchise. Ant is that top 3 to 5 player in the NBA right now, arguably within his play and how he's leading Minnesota. So you can't dismiss Ant. But nah, man, I'm proud of Julius Randle and what he's become as a pro and handling that trade because a lot of people, professionally wise, you with the Knicks, you get hurt. Y'all doing well. You're an all-star. You're an all-star with the Knicks. You're trading an all-star. So he could have took that personal, but he didn't. And he's quietly, they've been a real good 1-2 punch between him and Ant from Minnesota right now, bro.
Yeah. So, with that being said, do they have enough to take down? Okay.
You know what? They do have enough. They do have enough, but I'm gonna tell you what's gonna be the difference is that there's a few guys on Minnesota that could probably come in there and switch things up, put a little spice in there, maybe like a Rob Dillingham or the Shannon kid from Illinois. But I don't think they reached that deep in that bench. And I think with OKC having Kaysen and SGA and having Caruso and Dort, the combination of Williams and Wiggins, and it's just too many guards. It's too much depth, and I think they play them all, and that's going to allow them to be more fresher.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have their bigs with Chet, the kid from New York. I just think that they have more depth. And the coach trusts them more, and they got home court advantage. So I gotta go with OKC with that.
So do you feel like their front court is good enough with Chet and Hartenstein to go up against Minnesota's front court?
I think they're going to struggle a little bit. You're good. You're good. That is where I feel like Minnesota could edge them out because of Nas Reed and Gobert. They're physical, and then of course Randall, like I just said. So that's going to be interesting.
Right.
You're making a good point. I don't know. I think the X factor with Jaden Daniels. I forgot about him. He's long.
Yep.
And DiVincenzo, they're tough. It's gonna be a good one. Yeah. So, hey, you know what I would do if I were the Minnesota coach?
What's that?
Guess whose minutes would go up tremendously in this series? I want to see how clever you are. See what kind of basketball
Who? Gobert?
mindset. If I'm the Minnesota Timberwolves, what player that's a role player on my bench plays way more than he has in the past?
So you're not talking about Gobert then?
No.
You said a role player. Let's see who we got.
I'm not a starter. I'm gonna give you a hint. Family ties, baby.
Family ties.
Let me help you. Let me throw you a lifeline. There's cousins out here in this series, and one is an MVP, and one is just a very good role player. Think about the last names. Gilchrist, Alexander. If I'm the Minnesota coach, Because I know how my guy. I know you know his
Really?
tendencies. I know you've played with him. I know you know. Like go out there and yeah, it's hard to go out there and cook your cousin, man, on national television like that. If you gonna do it, you gonna do it. But I'm just saying, I'm gonna get in your mind.
So
Like go out
what
there and get
you?
after your
I
cousin.
mean, how you getting them on the floor? I mean, who you sitting down to get him in?
What do you mean? I mean, Conley got to get rest. Ant got to get rest.
Oh, you just saying when they on the floor.
McDaniel's got to get rest. Yeah, when
I'm
it,
not saying like
yeah,
guard him or anything like that. You just saying.
just get him in there. And when he's in there, put him on Gilchrist, and then late, if that's a good matchup, go ahead and D him up. I mean, they essentially the same size, bro.
Yeah.
Gilchrist got about an inch or so,
Then
but
you got DiVincenzo also. So it's like
yeah. So Minnesota, I just feel like that Oklahoma City shoots it better. I think they shoot it better,
consistent.
but Minnesota has the better interior, like you said.
They do.
So I think both series are going
Maxey,
to 7.
Gobert, Randall, like those guys. I just feel like they're more sturdy.
So who you going with then?
I'm going OKC.
You said all that to say I'm going with OKC.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and
More consistent.
I mean, and they're the number one team winning record wise, and they have the home field advantage.
Mm-hmm. And I saw, and they battle tested. I saw what they did versus
The Nuggets.
the Nuggets. The Nuggets, a good team, man. I
Yeah.
think the Nuggets. I mean, no offense, but I think they're better. The Nuggets are better than any team that Minnesota has played so far.
Yeah, I would say so, especially the second team. And then essentially, yes, the first team because they didn't have no center. So yeah, I would agree. I would agree. So, but yeah, I mean, again though, Ant and Gang they went to the Western Conference last year, so they're a little bit more quick to being ready. I would say because last year OKC didn't make it this far. So if you talk about experience in the team, they would have the nod that way and wise. But other than that, even the coaches aren't even quote unquote experienced in this matter. Both neither one of them have went to the finals and went past this. So it's gonna be interesting to see. It really is. It really is. But again, OKC one side, Knicks on the other side, and that's pretty much how it was looking for me.
Yeah. OKC and Knicks. Same here. Same here. I can't even call you out about a bad prediction because I'm thinking the same.
Straight up.
Yeah, man. Switching gears, a little football. I saw y'all. The Eagles decided to extend the coach, and I mean he's got was this fourth? This is fourth year, or this is fifth year, and in 4 years he's been in the playoffs 4 times, and the Super Bowl twice, and won one. Is that correct?
Yeah, he's been in playoffs every year.
So 4 times,
Super Bowl twice,
Super Bowl twice, and won one. That's a
and
hell
won
of a
one.
record, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's consistency.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'll be the first to say, like I kind of chalked him up to like, it's the coordinators making them good. I don't know if he's that good of a head coach, but switch coordinators and same results. So I mean, better
Well,
results actually.
and
And you got
I
a
think
defensive
that.
coordinator that's not going to leave now. So
And from a fan's perspective, his defensive
I mean,
coordinator let him down in that Super Bowl with the kind of coverage he played. Once he realized the field was slick, he wasn't playing any kind of zone. He just kept playing the same game plan. He didn't adjust. And Gannon's out there in Arizona and they, really did too much. We got our guy. We got the OG.
he ain't going nowhere either. Like
And he ain't going nowhere. He's happy. So again, as long as we keep somebody offensive coordinator that's within the system and whatever that's tailor made to what Jalen's doing and what Saquon can do and what our weapons can do all around them, I just think the formula is good, man. Yeah, we signed our tight end with Goddard. Hey, man, listen. Hey, yeah, we're good, man. We're golden.
okay.
But I will say this: he's got to stop playing with his food, as you would say. Last year against the Falcons, the second game of the year, he blew that. Kept trying to go for 2-point conversions. He almost blew a game against the Jaguars doing the same thing. Look, man, I just want him to tighten that up a little bit, and then we'll go from there with stuff. But yeah, other than that, I love the coach, I love the GM, and I love the players they done brought in. It's gonna be another interesting season, even though I feel like they got us on that scheduling.
I mean, you got to feel like if you the big dogs, like you got to say, they're gonna give you a tough schedule, like right. I mean,
I'm not worried about the tough schedule. I'm saying the way you play it. Don't have us play two divisional rivals, Satch, within 3 weeks of each other
did
in the
y'all play
same.
2 games in 10 days? Did y'all play 3 games in 10 days?
That's what y'all did last year, huh?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to hear nobody complain about a schedule until they play 3 games in 10 days. People don't even play 2 games in 10 days. They had us
I
play
know.
2. And hey, man, all this talk. There's been talk about NFL playoffs changing the way they do it and just going
Oh my God.
and forgetting about divisions and all.
Bruh, I like that they added a new team to the wild card. I like that the playoffs they extended that. That's fine. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. What are they doing?
Here's the thing, man. You're gonna ruin the whole need for division. We have divisions
Exactly.
for a reason, and I'm not even a fan of them deciding that, or potentially deciding that they're gonna allow records to determine seeding rather than division winners.
Right.
If you win your division last year, then this year you're going to have the hardest schedule in your division.
Exactly.
So there is like winning your division does actually mean something. It means you had the hardest schedule out of those 4 teams and you still won.
Exactly, bro.
So
you got to reward that,
you
bro.
got to
Like,
reward that.
yeah, they tripping, bro.
So, I mean, there's a lot of teams that can't win their division that are trying to lobby for that. Teams in the AFC West or whatever that they can't knock off that they can't figure out a way to beat one team, and so now they want to
Trying to lobby.
Yeah,
And get in.
it just really it just feels loserish to me.
Straight up.
It's like, why are we justifying losing your division? If you lost your division, you lost your division. You don't need to host a game.
Right. This ain't no league
Be happy
of
that you're there.
mediocrity. Right.
Be happy that you're there because you got there on the back of probably having a lesser than schedule.
Then exactly. Then the
Let's
division
be
wins.
real, right?
And you getting the top draft picks, you bozo.
Be happy. So I mean, that's one thing I don't like. I also feel like the losers are trying to outlaw the tush push. I think that's another loser thing. So somebody does something well and you don't, so now
you want to take it away.
Change the rules of the game.
Right.
Come on, man.
That was within the rules of the game. It's like, come on, man.
Let's change the rules to make it so that I can win. Nah, man, I'm good on that.
I mean, and the thing is, there's teams that's tried to do it and they not as successful. That's just that simple. Like, they punishing the Eagles for having something that works because of the way they work it. Like, bruh, like the Buffalo Bills, reason why they didn't win is because they couldn't do it. Like with Josh Allen, like there's a lot of hey man, it's I want to call it what it is, but I can't say it without being vulgar.
I got you, Drift. I know what you mean. So Brock Purdy making that money.
Hey, you call him Brock Purdy, I call him Glock 30 because he just pulled a gun out around people.
We're from to 5 years, 265 million. Can't hate the man though, man. He opportunist. He did what he needed to do at the right time, at the right place, so he can get paid.
Well, hey man, what was he, a 7th round pick?
He was the last pick.
Of course, the last pick.
The last.
So the last pick is making more money than any quarterback right now in the NFL. To me, I would have just said to him, hey man, as good as things are and whatever it is, You haven't really did anything yet. You got a good team around you. Let's keep that good team around you and pay you what? I mean, you throw out a number. Uh, 70, 50 to 70 million less than what he's gotten paid. I wouldn't pay him. No. He would have been on a 150, 60, $70 million contract with me on 3-4 years maybe, but not what they gave him for what. That's if you're a 49er fan, man, I'm gonna send you a postcard, man, and say I'm sorry.
I mean, they both know and gave Fred Warner money too. So it's like, actually, obviously, they're not hurting too much, right? I mean,
They can't be. They can't be. But I mean, they gave Ayuk his little punk money that he asked for.
that's why they let go they receivers.
Debo, they got Pearsall on a rookie
Rookie
contract.
contract, yeah.
Jawan Jennings getting his little, veteran little money. He ain't asking for nothing. And did they get a wide receiver in the draft? No, they didn't. They had Gabe Davis come to the facility the other day. Didn't sign him. I thought that would have been a good pickup for them to get Gabe Davis for some weapons, But I guess his value then went down with his injury.
I mean, if the 49ers would have said, all right, we're accepting offers for Brock Purdy, how many teams do you think would trade for him?
Right now,
Mm-hmm.
probably maybe a handful of idiots. Maybe. Hey, it's safe to say that. Can I say this without even being silly? I hate to say it, but I'm guaranteed the Cleveland Browns will call. That Cleveland Browns, they were going to throw another quarterback in there and
No,
see
they
what you
can't
got.
do it. No, they maybe before this $265 million contract, but not after
Hey,
that.
no, they known for taking bad quarterback contracts, drafting two quarterbacks in the
But
same draft.
Osweiler trade
Bruh.
him so we can get rid of that contract.
And with that said, will Deshaun Watson ever play another down in the NFL?
Yeah, he will. It's not gonna look good, but he will.
As a starter?
I didn't say as a starter.
Okay, but I'm asking as a starter.
I mean, I don't see it. I don't see it.
I don't see it neither.
To my
I see
hurt.
I see him being a backup, and if somebody get hurt, he'll get opportunity, and that's it, and that's all. But I don't see no Looney Tune of a GM picking up Mr. Watson. But he got paid though.
Dabo compared him to Jordan, bro.
He was for about 2 or 3 years until he started getting the massages.
Dabo said he was getting the massages in college. Come on, bro.
They wasn't called massages then. They were just called frat parties.
No, he said the massage. They had tweets where he was like, "Ain't nothing like them pregame massages," and like laughing and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, man. With this $265 million contract, it's looking like Deshaun Watson, CJ Stroud. We're done with that. CJ Stroud is going to cost Texans a lot of money. A lot of money.
What in the CJ Stroud? You know what? The defensive side that they paid are within the 2-3 year contract to where when he gets, they'll run out.
Nick
And he can
Caserio has done everything you need to do to prepare to set up for this.
Yeah.
I got faith in Nick as far as that's concerned. As far as budget, handling the money, all of that, nah, he not gonna run off with the church's money. Like he gonna make sure that we do what we supposed to do financially, fiscally, prudent thing to do. We'll be all right in that concern. I think he's fully prepared to give CJ Stroud whatever the market says he's supposed to get, and he's tailored and the rest of the roster to accommodate.
Yeah, I'm with you. He's already signed Nico on a robbery of a steal deal. And basically Anderson and Stroud will be like Glock 30 and Warner. They're gonna get the same kind of money and maybe more, especially Will Anderson. He might get more because defensive ends get more than linebackers.
Yeah, and he got more years left to play too. So
yeah, he
it'll be his last payday at all. It won't be his last big payday. So
yeah.
My buddy once told me, he's like, look, y'all are in y'all's window. He said, once after you pay CJ, he's a Cowboys fan, by the way. But he's like, once y'all pay CJ, y'all gonna be just like us.
Wow.
And I was like, uh-uh.
Wow.
He's
That's
like,
a
no, we the
strong
same
statement.
thing. That's what he said. So
That's a strong statement there, brother.
and so he's basically saying that every team is going to run across this problem when you have you identify, you end up drafting or whatever a great quarterback, you have him on that rookie deal, and then after that it's over. But I feel like you can maneuver around that. Like if you know this is coming, you can tailor your team to that, especially with, I mean, salary cap change. We'll see what happens with these collective bargaining and whatnot. But
Well, speaking of that, and you mentioned your friend is a Cowboy. How can you not, if you're a Cowboy fan, just be scared of knowing the kind of games that Jerry plays? Just don't. Micah Parsons, how's he not signed? How in the heck is he not signed? I mean, he plays too much, and then all he does is wait and have to pay more because he waits.
right, it doesn't benefit him at all.
It doesn't benefit anyone to wait to see how good. And no one needs a film study or test or any kind of blind man. Stevie Wonder can see that Michael Parsons is worth the money. He's one of the baddest young ends in the game.
But it's really like a rich person thing to do. It's like, nah, I'm gonna wait, but I'm gonna pay. I'm willing and ready to pay a premium for whatever is considered the best. And if it's not considered the best, I don't want it.
That's Jerry Jonesism. That's Jerry Jonesism. And listen, how I just said that point about Micah, him being a young dog. He reminds me of anybody, like if Lawrence Taylor was ever, Lawrence Taylor would be him as far as just coming off that edge and just being dynamic, jumping around, doing different positions. Do you know Lawrence Taylor was asked by Abdul Carter to wear 56, and you know what he said without even saying another word? No.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Like my man Chris Carter said, that was a mistake. You ain't been known for anything these last 15 some years. That would have brought your name back up. It would have gave you something, to get behind that kid. It would have brought New York and 56 back again, and it would have been feast or famine, but it would have been something that I think that Taylor dropped the ball on, bro. He should have let him get that number.
I mean, we're still talking about
he should have been honored that the kid asked for it, and he should have coached them and been on that sideline and been a part of it, been relevant, put that pack down and help the Giants.
honestly, I feel like I feel like retiring numbers is dumb anyway. You only got so many numbers. What are we doing here? Like, oh, nobody can wear this number because this person did it well. I mean, in certain instances, like when somebody may be like, for example, like a Kobe Bryant that passed away and whatnot, like, okay, we can do that. But
Right.
other than that, man,
What are we doing?
what are we doing?
What are we doing? I mean,
Dewar Sanders, Travis Hunter, what are we doing? Why? We could still honor them and respect them without saying, can't nobody wear this number no more.
that would have been a good for him in the relevance and to get New York.
What if New York said, you know what, Lawrence, it's not your decision. Last time that I checked.
Right.
That's another thing that could happen. Like, but it won't.
Yeah.
But
I mean, again, I think that kid's very talented.
he is.
But I don't know. Chase Young was supposed to. I saw him.
Yeah, if they retire my number, I'm sorry. If I had a number and they retired it, don't think you gonna. Ain't nobody getting it. I don't care who it is. I'm not giving it up.
Hey,
they retired.
Chris Carter's a real one. Chris Carter said if Jay Jet wanted 80 and said that I would, he said, "Come on, man, I'm gonna rock it with you," and that's it. Like it's a respectful thing, because I bet you after that, won't nobody else worry behind us too.
But so but here's the thing. The difference is Abdul Carter is a rookie. He ain't done nothing. He ain't played it down. That's different.
I mean, but
different. You could say that about somebody that you already know is great. That's cheating. That's cheating. I mean,
again, bro, it's one of them things where I understand the pride and the way of not wearing that number again and the nostalgia or whatnot, but Again, it can make you relevant again. It can make 56, like instead of making America great again, make 56 great
This is
again.
what they can do. This is what they can do. Just like they do when people come on the team, somebody get traded and they come on the team and they want your number, they have to buy it off you.
Right.
That's what I was going to say. You're going to have to buy it off me.
That boy wouldn't receive a dime on his rookie contract full on LT.
It off me.
I can see him now draining them for every dollar.
Draining everything.
Just to wear number 56. But I think he's going with like 51 or something like that. I mean, it is what it is. You know what I would have did if I was him? I would have said, give me 57.
One better. I do you
Number.
one better.
I'm going to one-up you. I'm going to one-up you with the number. And they ain't going to think about 56 because I'm going to be 57. I would have took it personal. That's how you take that energy and make a legend out of yourself. So go with 57 out there, Abdul Carter, if you hear me.
I also would have never fixed my mouth to even ask him for his number. If you want to give it to me, you'll give it to me. Otherwise, I got something else I'm doing. I'm working on something else. A whole other legacy that have nothing to do with you.
Yeah. We going to see. They got a nice young little NASCAR little thing going on with they defensive line. We're going to have a Giant fan on here, too, to talk about
We need a Giant fan. That's, whew.
We got something out there, trust me.
Yeah. I need to talk to a Giant fan. I need to see what how they feel about. I still got some Saquon questions.
Hey man, somebody, you might walk somebody back to their ledge that fought it.
Hey, don't do it.
But listen, bro. Let's be honest. They would have never did with him what we did with him, as far as protecting him and having stuff around him. They weren't getting it right at quarterback. All right, let's just say they got Neighbors, but then who would have threw it to him? It wouldn't have been the same.
A lot of bad decisions. A lot of bad decisions that have been made in that franchise.
But Philly
turned around with Jackson Dart and them.
I don't know, man. I think that they'll be decent and they'll be like how Pittsburgh Steelers were this year. Russ is gonna have a whole summer.
Russ, you think Russ is gonna play?
Russ is starting. They've already said it.
Think Russ is gonna play?
I know he is.
How long?
Until he gets injured or they.
Hey, okay, so yeah, over like how many weeks is Russ gonna last? Tell me that. How many weeks does Russ start? Consecutive from the beginning, from week 1.
10 plus week. 10 weeks.
You give him 10 weeks?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do. I believe with the weapons he has around him, and if they can stay healthy and they block for him decently, Russ can sit up there and pick you apart when he got weapons. Russell Wilson with this squad looks like how he did with the Seahawks a few years ago. You had DK, you got Neighbors. You had a lot of little, you had the Baldwins, you had the Lockett's, you got Wan'Dale Robinson, who's Lockett, the slot. He has a lot of, Darius Slayton has shown a little twinkle here and there over the years. He got maybe the Hyatt kid from Tennessee appears. We don't know. I'm just saying, it's optimism right now. It's optimism.
It's optimism for everybody, right? I mean, everybody's 0-0. This is the time to be optimistic. I'm just
not gonna poop on their parade just yet. Maybe that guy behind me in the New York swag, shifts over to the New York Giants football team. Who knows? Maybe it's a year for the Giants and the Knickerbockers, brother.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Russell Wilson at the Knicks game.
Yeah.
So maybe something. Liberty won already. That's one championship for them.
See, I mean, but nah, the Giants won't even make the freaking playoffs. Let's keep it real. And I'm not trying to be mean or harsh. It's just, first of all, they're not even. They're the last team in the division. If you think about what the Commanders did last year after the Super Bowl champions, then you're gonna put the Cowboys over them. They haven't beat the Cowboys since Tony Romo played, I believe. He gave a game up.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Is it? I don't see it.
yeah,
I don't see it.
yeah.
Well, man, we got a decent week coming up. We got the, as we said, the conference finals. More from rookie camp. We got NBA, the rookie combine, right? Yeah.
Yeah, a lot. Walter Clayton then got himself maybe talked into the lottery, I think. And then, it's just been a lot of talks about whether the Rockets and the San Antonio Spurs are going to trade that 10th and that 14th pick or that
So
second pick.
it seems as if the Spurs are all but out of. So it's all but out of the Giannis sweepstakes. So I don't know. He might be a Rocket. I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
a lot of people are feeling like, at hindsight, that you just don't want to give up on Jalen Green just yet. I don't know how you feel about that.
I mean, I give up on him for the right price.
There you go.
Depends on what we can get. I mean, I just look at everything honestly. Like, if we can get the right thing for him, then yeah, he's expendable.
I would just like to get a veteran around him, somebody like a Malik Beasley from Detroit. That would be formidable, and maybe, I mean, anybody that can just score it without having an issue.
Right. Right. I mean that's hard to come by.
In the NBA, a two guard that can go get it.
Acquire him in free agency.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, we'll talk. We'll look at when the season's over.
Yeah.
We'll
See
look
who's
at the
out there.
free
Yeah.
agency, see who's out there, and see if we can
Yeah.
identify that person.
And you'll figure out a lot after the draft. They haven't even drafted yet, so that'll be one of our segments we go over with. But yeah, man, it's just gonna be interesting to see how everything falls out after the draft and free agency. Where LeBron goes, if he stays, he goes. Where KD's going to go, there's going to be a lot of big names on the go this summer.
Hey, yeah, man. I know you got to be looking for your next team to hop on. So stay tuned. Thank y'all for tuning in. We finna get out of here. Y'all have a good one until next week. Love y'all.
One love.